Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Closers podcast. I am Mark Ruffalo, reporting live from a undisclosed location. Shout out to Greg. I got with me my man of the hour, Quinn. Say what up to the people.
Hey, how's it going?
And we also got, just sitting on the sidelines, we got Erwundo, the Magic Man. And we got Victor the Lime, El Limon. And this is the first podcast, so we're just going to...
The inaugural.
The
Cherry Buster.
The Cherry Buster. Yes, sir. So we're just going to kind of dive right in and just talk about a little bit about Quinn. We're going to delve into who he is a little bit, and we're going to expand from there and talk about his interests and all that stuff. It's a podcast about nothing, so just go along with it. So let's start with where it all began, Angels Camp. So... Where exactly were you born? Do you know?
I could tell you probably Sonora. It's a little bit above. I don't know. Probably factually inaccurate, but it's in that same vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
In Old Tuolumne Hospital, it's now a haunted hospital. It's long since closed down.
Wow.
That's about all I could tell you for that entire section of my life. I'm not too good with remembering shit.
And then you moved across country, right?
Yeah. Moved from there to Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
So it's about as different as you can get, mountains and the just sort of temperate climate you get in California.
Right.
Compared to that in Kentucky. It's far different. You get a bunch of people here today, they'll talk about, they'll complain about the rain or the heat.
Uh-huh.
It's nothing. It's nothing compared to Kentucky.
Right.
It's insane. It's chaos. The rain, the heat, the humidity.
Yeah.
I've seen people pass out. I've seen kids pass out.
Really?
No.
No.
But, metaphorically speaking, yes.
Interesting.
There have been kids who... in the South, Kentucky, Tennessee, around this area, and I lived right on the border, who would go to, football practice, and they would pass out.
Wow.
And might have been one or two of them that died.
I'm assuming the humidity was pretty crazy. Yeah.
It's insane. It would take, 98-degree weather and make it feel like 110.
Jesus Christ.
With, 100% humidity.
Yeah, me being a California boy, I wouldn't know nothing about all that. The one time I visited the East Coast, it was California weather, so I don't even have anything to, gauge it against, but that's crazy. So then you moved back, or actually, no, you moved from...
I moved from...
Kentucky to where?
From about first grade to about 3 months after my high school graduation, I lived in Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Hopkinsville.
And then after that, I relocated to North Platte, Nebraska.
Oh.
Which is dead in the center of the country.
Interesting. So you recently, well, not recently, but I guess in relation to the rest of your life, recently moved to California, moved back. And you rep 209 pretty hard. So let's talk about that a little bit. So your admiration for the Diaz brothers, when did that start? Because you're a big MMA guy. You're probably the biggest MMA guy I know in my life. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I was born in California, and then I left, and I wasn't really into a lot of sports. I didn't watch a lot of sports. I was into football and basketball and stuff. I was more about playing them instead of watching them.
Right.
But one sport that I really loved watching was MMA, and the first MMA fight I ever saw was Takanori Gomi versus Nick Diaz. I couldn't tell you which Pride number it was, whether it was, Pride 33 or whatever, but I think it was, I want to say it was Pride 33, Final Conflict, Las Vegas. Nick Diaz won, I don't know, maybe it was a second round go-go plata.
Right.
And, I don't know, it was just cool, it was something to connect with, that someone from where I'm from, generally speaking, is just this hardcore.
Right.
And it was just really awesome. So, I gravitated towards Nick and towards Nate, and just
kind of stuck with them.
Just their realness, you know.
Yeah, no, they're hella real. So do you think Nick is gonna fight in the UFC again? If
I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't want it if he would want to. You know, in my eyes, you know, Nick's a legend.
Right.
You know, like he's the secret level that you've achieved after you've run through the gauntlet of a game.
Right.
Like at the end of Soul Calibur, you've beaten everybody, and then like the clouds swell and some secret boss emerges. You know, our secret boss is Nick Diaz.
Ah, that's a good analogy. I like that a lot. So speaking of Pride, would you like to see, because the UFC bought Pride, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Or am I mistaken?
Long time ago. Would
you like to see some incarnation of Pride as like maybe more of a lower, like lower level, like a promotion for lower level fighters to get their feet off the ground a little bit? Or would you like to see it just kind of be kind of in the annals of history?
I think what you're kind of talking about is maybe you're asking me if I would like to see, you know, a wider market.
Yeah, generally, basically,
of MMA, not so much a UFC driven market.
Yeah,
and I think right now that's starting to develop more so in a long time. You know, Demetrius Johnson. You know, who I believe is, you know, maybe even the greatest of all time. You know, but for me,
interesting. Mighty Mouse.
You know, Mighty Mouse is right up there. He's no longer with the UFC. He's with One.
Yeah.
And so are tons of great guys.
Right.
Eddie Alvarez just lost to this dude, Timothy. It sounds like Matsukin. I'm sure I butchered it.
No, it's fine.
You know, there's also Ryzen.
I've never heard of
Kyoji
Ryzen.
Horiguchi. You know, tons of great fighters.
Right.
Bellator. Bellator's still there. You know, if Scott Coker is probably one of the most unsung peoples in MMA. He's just constantly looked over.
Right.
Just because it is such a UFC-driven market, but his contribution, you know, he deserves like his own. You could write, if there's an MMA history book, like a legit history book, like a textbook.
Yeah.
Scott Coker would have 300 pages.
Wow.
Out of 1,000.
That's a lot of It's a lot of pages. So let's talk about your major. You're in school, or you have been in school for a while, and you have for a while decided on your major as being film, correct?
Yeah.
What made you decide on that?
Well, it was more just like a full realization, you know, and going back to what we kind of fumbled through earlier.
Right.
You know, when we were kind of detailing me moving across the country back and forth, so what,
right,
whatnot. I was always interested in storytelling. I remember at a really early age, probably one of my first memories writing. I'd write like 3-4 page stories to try to impress girls in my 4th, 5th grade class.
Oh wow! Were any of them impressed?
No.
Oh. Oh, that sucks.
I remember I wrote one about the French and Indian War and trigger warning.
Okay. All right, trigger warning.
White girls get kidnapped.
Oh.
By Native Americans, and you know, cowboys got to get them back.
Oh, okay.
I was in the 4th grade. I was, you know, foolishly educated by
by who?
By American Western cinema.
Oh, okay.
And you know, when you're that age, it's always cowboys and Indians, and the Indians, you know, they always get the raw end of the deal.
Yeah, of course they always do, just like in history, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what you think about as a kid.
And you think it's cool. You're like, oh, that's sick. The Cowboys are prime. Like,
you're like,
cool.
Yo, we're going to go rescue these white girls. And
that's hella funny. So it started with that. It started with trying to impress people.
Yeah.
So sprouting from that, it just kind of carried through your life, and you just always kind of gravitated towards wanting to impress people, would you say? Or
no, well, I don't know. I mean, kind of, sort of. I don't know. It was more just like a validation of myself that, just trying to find my own value.
Uh-huh.
That, I don't want to go through life doing simply what I can do.
Right.
I've seen a lot of people that can live off that. But they're, that's all they are doing. They're living. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through life doing what I can do. I want to be able to, do what I want to do.
Right. And that's a good goal. I mean, a lot of people, they just kind of like stay refined into their shell, and they don't really want to branch out a whole lot. Like we were talking to one of our mutual friends who is content just staying in a local city that lives by us, and he just wants to live there his whole life. Like, he doesn't want to move anywhere. He's already having a family. He's starting a family.
Yeah, sure.
Like that, right? Is that what you're?
Well, I mean, there's tons of things I could do. Like I could, I could be a teacher. Or I could be, a laborer.
Right.
I could do a bunch of things and, be content.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to be content.
Yeah,
I want to, I want to be able to, kick my feet back and, eat grapes.
Yeah. Oh, grapes. Specifically grapes, or just any fruit.
Lodi grapes.
Lodi grapes. Ah, good grapes. Repping the NorCal. I see.
Oh yeah, any chance we can any chance we can plug it.
Yeah, any chance you can plug the NorCal, yeah, you do it. So, the speaking of films, what are your top 5 most influential films? Not necessarily your favorite films, but the ones that have influenced you the most as a film major. What would you say
influenced me the most?
Yeah, like your style, how you perceive film, view images.
I have no idea.
Really?
I mean, well, let me think about. Well, all right, let me just rattle off 5.
Because there's the obvious choices. There's like fucking Star Wars.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, there's obvious choices, but like personal ones, I guess.
Well, I mean, most of my filmmaking experience is mainly, on a production side. Anything, has been contained to school.
Mm-hmm.
When I was younger, I made, movies with my friends at the Pittman Farm.
Ooh, shout out
which
Pittman.
is the Valhalla in Christian County.
Oh.
If you are so worthy, may you be invited. But few are. But, yeah, I used to make small with my good friends at the Pittman Farm, and we used to make
right.
short films and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love the writing aspect to it. I find that's the most freeing part. That's kind of what I really get into. So as far as things that influence me, from a production aspect, I'll see the shots, frames or stuff where I'm like, oh, holy fuck, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't necessarily influence me. I try not to let anything influence me.
Oh.
Because
how edgy?
Well, not edgy. It's just... it's such a, like, no one... two kinds of people get into film majoring.
Right.
Stoners who just, like, are just like, this is an easy class.
True. I know a lot of those people.
I'm going to breeze through it.
Yeah.
We're going to watch movies. We're going to talk about movies.
I can show up high and I'm good.
Yeah. It's all good. And there are other folks who have, lofty goals.
Right.
I mean, think about the type of pedestal your favorite movie is on.
It's pretty high pedestal for me in my eyes.
That's what everyone in this major wants to achieve. Like no one gets into it thinking,
yeah,
oh well, I'm content with showing my films at your local, GoT film festival.
Yeah.
No one wants to do that.
Right,
Everyone wants to, make the next fucking Apocalypse Now. The next,
right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
The next Beach Bum.
Oh, speaking of Beach Bum, I know you have a lot to say about that movie, so I want to hear your thoughts.
I don't have a lot to say.
No, you do have
it.
a lot to say.
I just think
I feel like you do.
I just think it was rad. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I'll say the first act, I sat through it like, there are times where I just chuckled like, what the fuck am I watching, man? This is some wild shit.
Right.
And I don't want to divulge anything in the plot, but there's a point in which things turn.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Like in any movie, there's a turn.
And things are a bit more. You can see things a bit more soberly. Honestly, the first act is kind of like you're fucked up, which
so the filmmaker you think did that on purpose? So like in the beginning, you're supposed to feel kind of fucked up, and then as you go along, you sober up. Like, is that what you're kind of?
I don't know about that. I can't speak to what the filmmaker was trying to portray.
Do you think that? Maybe that's a possibility, or no?
I mean, sure, anything's possible, but...
Shout out Kevin Garnett.
yeah. Everything is possible! No, the first act is, you're riding high.
Right.
And everything's great. You're at the peak. You're at the peak of your fucked upness.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's you get smacked with reality.
Yeah.
And then,
things simmer down.
No.
Not even that.
The beat keeps going.
No, the beat keeps going.
The beat keeps going. The train keeps rolling. The train keeps rolling.
I need to see this movie now.
It's a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
You told me that it's been getting a bunch of bad reviews, right?
No.
Oh.
I mean, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes and you see reviews, stuff like this, you can't really let that influence you. You shouldn't. If you're a film, if you're a film and media major, if you're a film, radio, television production major,
right?
You can't let things like reviews influence you.
Why not?
Because right now, as a student, you're creatively, this might be the most freedom you will ever have.
True.
Yeah,
no, that's very true.
And you don't want something as a sideline reporter, commenting on how something is from deterring you from experiencing someone else's creative work.
Right.
You really just want to soak in as much as possible.
Right.
So,
other than The Beach Bum, what has been the best film that you've seen this year? I mean, we're only 4 months in, so.
No, I really liked. I can't remember if it came out this year, or before Christmas, but I really liked Overlord. Overlord was sick.
Oh, Overlord, yeah. You told me about that one.
Yeah, I think J.J. Abrams produced it.
Oh wow.
World War II zombie movie.
Really?
I
know you told me about it. I think it did come out before Christmas, but I'll let it stand. So what about that movie did you really enjoy? You can remember.
No, I just enjoyed the entertainment value of it.
Oh, okay. So nothing too deep.
Nah. I don't think every movie needs to present layers upon layers of lasagna of good meat and onion and cheese,
right,
and dough.
Some
sense. Movies are like you just need to strap in and enjoy the ride.
And that's where I feel like I get lost sometimes. Where I'm always looking. I don't want to watch a movie with no substance, even if it's just a fun time where I just kind of turn my brain off and just watch. Like I always want to watch a movie that's like super intricate, where the director obviously took their time to produce it. Much like one of my favorite movies that I've seen in the past maybe 5 years, The Revenant. Like it's just super intense from the get-go, and the story is just super, in my opinion, moving and powerful and inspiring. But then you have movies like Overlord or The Beach Bum where you just kind of sit back and you're just... I don't really tend to like those movies. So to people like me, that's kind of more serious all the time, what's your advice to like get through that?
To loosen the fuck up?
Yeah, to loosen up, yeah. How do you do that?
Smoke a little weed. Relax a little. Life is not so serious.
Yeah, but like...
I
don't know.
If you go through everything searching for the deeper meaning, you'll never notice what beautiful things you got around you.
But I mean, I just naturally am more of a guy that kind of... Everything has to be kind of more deep for me. So, I don't know how to really get past that. Okay. I guess now I'm just asking you for personal advice, but like...
No, I mean, it's all in how it's delivered and stuff. So how you may have felt about with The Revenant, let me ask you this: how did you like Mad Max Fury Road?
I thought I was gonna not really like it, but I actually really liked it. It was a good movie.
Was it one of your best of the year? when it came out.
That year. What year was that? 16?
I can't remember.
Or 15?
17, something like that.
I think it was 16. But yeah, that was definitely one of the best of the year. I think I saw it the year after, but I would lump it in. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not a very deep plot. It's not a very complex plot.
Mm-hmm.
One could argue that it's not very, it's not thick lasagna.
True. The plot, but the cinematography, I mean...
Yeah, there's ways to compensate.
I'm a cinematography fiend, so, like...
Sure.
I mean, I am.
No, I mean, that would make sense. That would make sense why you love The Revenant.
Yeah.
Which is, beautifully shot.
Oh, thank you. Big man in Naruto.
Yeah.
Like, what do you tend to kind of focus on more in a film? Like, are you more cinematography? Like, you look for cinematography. You look more for plot. You look more for dialogue.
Well, I know. I mean, I look for certain things in different genres. If I'm going to see, you expect certain things in different genres. What's great is when those expectations are subverted, or when they are, met with extra guac.
Right. Ooh, extra guac.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
So
something.
Yeah, like a common trope you might see in a movie.
Right.
That is suddenly reversed. Or, upended.
Right. What would be an example of that? Can you think of one or not really? Because I'm trying to think of one personally. I mean, would you say, not to get, because I know that this can get a little politically charged when you bring up this specific trope, but the damsel in distress.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's a good. Certainly, that's a trope.
In Mad Max Fury Road, you can assume Max is the damsel, so to speak. Like, I forgot her name, but the one
Furiosa.
Yeah, Furiosa. Like, she kind of saves his fucking ass.
A couple times, right? So you're talking about that, like that for an example that would fit what you're trying to say. Or not really. Kind of. I mean, yeah, like, certainly, like, a damsel in distress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's certainly a strong female character who can excel.
Yeah.
Certain things, I don't know. But yeah, I can't explain it. But yeah, that's a good one.
So have you produced any films, or have you, like, created anything or writing anything in the process of it right now, or not really? Just more so ideas?
Well, I'm always jotting down, stuff.
Right.
It's not something that I want to, it's not something narratively that I would divulge.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to talk about it. Of course, it's your ideas. Anything you could share, and maybe something to, like, stir the pot a little bit, something to get us excited, because I want to be excited.
Yeah, no.
No? Wow. Okay.
No.
Well, maybe something that could get you a little excited. Hawaii. Let's talk about that for a little bit. So, you are Hawaiian. You are, right, Polynesian descent. You're very proud of your heritage. So, you are planning to go to University of Hawaii for film, correct?
Yeah, I've been accepted into the University of Hawaii.
That's awesome. That's a congratulations.
Thank you.
Officially congratulated.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, that is awesome. And have you visited the campus before?
No.
No. Okay. Do you have, like, obviously you want to get a degree out of your time over there, but other than that, what would you kind of desire from your experience out in the island?
I can't say anything.
There's nothing specific you'd want?
No, I don't know. I mean, being Hawaiian and not growing up in Hawaii, I didn't go to Hawaii for the first 26 years of my life. I'm sorry. For the first 26 years of my life, I had never been.
Yeah.
I went the first time last year.
Mm-hmm.
So being Hawaiian and not ever being in Hawaii.
Right.
Or, or never been, or, not being born there, but being Hawaiian. It's kind of like, it's kind of like being a fish born in an aquarium.
Right.
And never being to the ocean.
That makes sense. That's a good analogy. I like that.
So to be able to get accepted there is to the school, is, it's pretty huge.
That is really
I
big.
wouldn't lie and say it's not personally gratifying.
Oh, I can imagine.
Learning more about where you come from, the past, your ancestors' past, the things they did, what the things they ate, what kind of lives did they experience,
Right. Yeah.
I think that's important. It's something I've always been interested in.
True.
It's something I've always wanted to retrace,
Yeah.
You're going to Sac State.
Yes, I am.
How are you excited about that? Stingers out.
Stingers up.
No,
Oh,
Stingers
out.
out. Yeah, it's Stingers out.
Arizona's fucking. God damn it. Yeah. See, that just goes to show you how excited I am. I don't even know anything about the school. That's all right. It's the local school. That's where kind of almost everyone I know has gone.
Are you gonna rush?
No, I'm not gonna rush.
Why aren't you gonna rush?
Because there have been many claims against the fraternities at Sac State that I do not agree with. I forgot the name of the specific one, but there was one on the front of the New York Post that we personally are attached to here at the store. We personally have some relations with that fraternity that we are not the most proud of. But
it's a brotherhood.
It's a brother. Yeah, totally. It's a brotherhood. But no, I'm not gonna rush. I just want to get my degree and get out.
You got to.
I'm not gonna.
You got to. You want the full experience.
No, I don't.
Could you not experience it with 4 other guys?
No, I can't. I can't do that.
What about 6?
No. No, I mean, I've already kind of lost that. Like as a person who is in school at an older age, you and I both don't have that normal, stereotypical American college experience of out of high school, you go away to school, you rush, and you fucking have all these friends, you live in dorms, you party all the damn time, you're just dating a bunch, and you're having a great fucking time. And you get your degree after 4 years, you move on, you get a job. You don't. I'm not gonna have that.
I kind of had that. I kind of had that experience.
Oh, you did.
Kind of.
So let's talk about that.
I mean,
Do you know? You don't want to let your past kind of follow you a little bit? Or?
No. I mean, I didn't rush or anything like that. But I did go to a university a little bit. It was a year and a half after a year.
Okay.
I remember it was 2012.
Right.
I went to Western Kentucky University, home of the Hilltoppers, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, not Ohio.
Yes, sir. Fuck Ohio. The anus of America. Fuck Ohio.
Why? Have you been there? I'm assuming you've been there.
No.
So Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, where the real G's lie.
Okay.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. Yeah, that was my first taste of freedom. Freedom. As stated earlier, my family had relocated from Kentucky to Nebraska, and I had followed suit. But I miss my friends so much, man. That time when I moved from California to Kentucky, from the first grade to the senior year of high school to graduation.
Right.
Those years are so formative.
Oh, yeah, they are.
You know what I mean? Those years are fucking almost everything.
They follow you for a long time.
Totally. And I had the greatest group of friends. The closest group of friends.
Right.
And they mean everything to me.
Still do?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, you got a rad with
Fuck yeah, shout them out. The 270 clan. Clan 270. Clan 270.
Yeah.
We're a deadly crew.
Deadly crew? How many of you guys were in there?
Oh, we...
Rattle them off if you want. You can rattle them off.
We had alternating members.
Oh.
We had some core members. We had alternating members.
Okay.
That's a long list to rattle off.
No,
but
it's like Wu-Tang.
It is kind of like the Wu-Tang. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
But, myself, I don't know if I want to shout anyone out.
Okay, well,
too public. But I will shout out my brother Ross.
Oh.
My brother Ross G. Who is the man?
He's the man.
He's
Did he go to?
He's a general.
Oh.
He's a general in the army. Ross, you're the man.
Awesome. Oh, I hope Ross is hearing this. So, did they go to Bowling Green with you as well? Or?
Yeah. That's where me and my buddy Ross came real close, and my best friend Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My best friend Ryan, who we really became tight at Bowling Green.
Right.
Ross, some other homies that I met there. That time was wild, man. Like, there was I took the first semester seriously.
Oh, really?
And I did super good. Life was really good that first semester. Life was super good.
You taking school seriously? Wow.
That's awful to say.
I'm just fucking.
I just got into the University of Hawaii. I've been taking school seriously for some time. But after this period, I took this semester seriously. That Christmas, things had gone to shit.
Oh.
And
things do most Christmases. They go to shit. Yeah, I know that.
And then the following year, I got fucked all day. I got fucked up day.
How old are you at this time? Like 21?
No. No, I was I was just under. I might have been 20.
Dang.
20.
It's a lot more than I did when I was fucking 20, dude. Damn.
We were just getting wild.
Yeah. All the time.
We were just getting wild. Just insane.
Yeah.
Throwing statues off second floors.
Oh, shit.
Setting couches on fire.
Oof.
Dancing the night away.
Wow. That's
just,
wild.
Young bloods, young fucks.
Young
not, not giving a hoot and hanny.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So you have had kind of that college experience.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like...
not entirely.
It wasn't like, I wasn't rushing and, jerking dudes off. But...
Shout out my boy Sway.
But, it was just me and my crew, man.
Yeah.
Me and the 270.
Yeah.
The 270 gang. We hung tight.
Right.
Through that period. When you're from the town... Hopkinsville, Kentucky. When you're from the town, you notice each other. You search. It's like you gravitate towards each other, like the Infinity Gems.
That's interesting.
One cannot be too far from without the other.
You just set me up for a perfect transition. I could see you're trying to gravitate towards something, and that I think is the MCU. Am I mistaken or not?
Oh no, man. I'm all about the MCU. I'm all about Marvel. I'm all about superheroes.
Yeah.
Super heroines. So, speaking of the most talked about super heroine at the time, or right now, I should say, Captain Marvel. Really quickly, before we delve into this prediction talk, because that we've been planning to talk about for some time, pertaining to the next Infinity War. What did you think of Captain Marvel? Man, and you know what I think about it. Brie Larson's a babe, and that covered up a lot of holes in the plot and a lot of holes in the MCU narrative overall that movie kind of shot in their respective boat. So, what do you think? Well, all right. I think going in, I tried my best to avoid any of the negativity that was being stirred by some fucking assholes on the internet. About this movie.
Right.
I didn't buy into any of it.
Yeah, me either.
I think that's all horseshit.
Right.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
I went and saw Captain Marvel. And I wanted to see it 2 times. I always try to see, movies that
twice
matter to me twice.
Right.
I wanted to see it twice. I actually ended up seeing it once.
It's not still in theaters?
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
I should probably go see it again. But it didn't blow me away. It reminded me a lot of the first Avenger with Captain America: First Avenger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was, it felt like the prologue for Infinity War. I think of these movies like chapters in a book now.
Right.
And we are at the final chapter of Book 1, Avengers Endgame.
Right.
And Captain Marvel was just like the chapter before this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When really, actually, it was probably the chapter before Avengers Infinity War, if we're thinking chronologically, timeline-wise. Or actually, it'd be way in the fucking beginning, and we wouldn't have heard anything about her, and now she'd be back at the end.
Yeah, it'd be right after Captain America, the first Captain
Avenger.
Yeah, the first Avenger.
Yeah, it'd be Captain America: First Avenger, then Captain Marvel, and then Iron Man.
Yeah.
That would be the chronological order.
Yeah. And it just kind of... So taking the chronologicality, I don't know if that's a word, but taking that into account, did you like it, or did you not like it?
I mean, my first thoughts about it were like, it just didn't
resonate.
It just didn't hit me as
Really?
man. I just felt like it could have been so much fucking more cooler.
Mm-hmm.
How Fury lost his eye was.
That ruined it for me, dude.
I just thought it was but then again, I want to see the most violent, cool.
Yeah.
I want to see the most Mortal Kombat-esque ways.
That's
why
what I thought
anything ever happens to anybody.
Yeah.
Which says enough about myself.
I guess.
But,
yeah. Sure.
I don't know, man. Carol Danvers, I was never really into as the comic book character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My favorite Carol Danvers story is when she loses her powers to Rogue.
Because you actually read the comic books, or you've read comic books, correct?
I'm an active comic book reader.
Okay, yeah, because a lot of people, they just watch the movies and they think, oh, I know shit. I'm one of those people. I'm not going to lie. The only comic book I've ever read, front to back, is Hawkeye. The Hawkeye one's illustrated, I believe, illustrated by David Aja. Those are the only comic books I've ever read in my life. So other than that, I don't know much about the lore. I've tried to read. I actually read Civil War, the comic books of those. Other than that, nothing else. So I am one of those kind of quote unquote fake fans who just watch the movies and think they know everything, get things from blogs online, but you actually know things. So
I read a healthy dose of comics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go too balls deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of stick to my favorite characters. Right now, I'm really into the Immortal Hulk.
Oh.
By Al Ewing. I'm also reading Avengers: No Road Home.
Interesting.
Batman: The Damned. The Batman Who Laughs.
Ooh.
There's those are two DC comics.
Right. But no, it's still comic books. Yeah.
But I'm not reading, fucking, Groot Volume 3.
Right.
Or, Marvel Boy.
Yeah, you're not.
The Story of Noah Var.
Marvel Boy. That's a thing? I didn't even.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. There's a ton of.
When I think of Captain Marvel as a singular movie, I don't like it too much.
Right.
It just doesn't, I just don't leave, wow. There's no standout sequences. There are no moments where I'm just like, oh, fuck. You remember when Thor enters the Wakandan battlefield?
Oh, in the first Infinity War, yeah,
right?
Yeah. Where you're just like, oh, here we go.
And then he jumps up in the air and he brings down the axe.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
There's none of that.
There's none of that. The
fight
Marvel
scenes were super weak.
Moments.
They were super weak in that movie.
But when you think about it as a chapter,
yeah.
when you think about it in its chronological place between Iron Man and Captain America, the First Avenger, it's not that bad.
Yeah. True.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But when I think about it, alone, I'm just not that into it.
It just raises questions for the Tesseract, right? I thought I read somewhere that it kind of shoots a hole in that entire the exchanging of the Tesseract between, I think, in the...
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen Captain America: The First Avenger, but that's the first time we see the Tesseract. Because I remember Red Skull's holding on to it before he evaporates.
You're right.
And then next time, I guess chronologically we see it is in Captain Marvel.
Yeah. It's how did it get from Red Skull to where it is now? I forgot how it was introduced.
How does the Flurkin get
the
Tesseract?
Flurkin. The Flurkin?
Which is Goose the cat.
Yeah, Goose the cat, yeah.
So how does Goose the cat get the Tesseract from where it was left off in Captain America: First Avenger?
Because I thought Goose
because
the cat...
in the First Avengers movie, Nick Fury has the Tesseract, which would make sense because he has Goose at the end of Captain Marvel.
Right.
Because they're doing experiments on the Tesseract. That's when Loki comes in through the portal made by the Tesseract.
Yeah.
But, yeah, how does Goose get it from... I need to rewatch... I guess We need to rewatch Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah, we do. Does I thought Goose ate it in the movie, or did he cough it up?
Well, I can't remember where it came.
Where,
like, who had the Tesseract at the beginning of Captain Marvel? Wait, was it the engine used by the Kree warship? I can't remember.
Oh, it was. It was. I'm pretty sure it was.
So the actual Marvel, who was played by Annette
Marvel.
Bening.
Yeah, Marvel had it and used it as the power source for her. Yeah. So how did it go from Red Skull to Annette Bening?
I can't remember. That's a good point. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That's the thing. That's why I didn't like it. None of it really made sense.
Suspension of belief.
Yeah, exactly. You have to suspend all of your belief.
Well, yeah, when you're talking about, superheroes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when it comes to like common sense storytelling, like, you have to suspend your belief of all of that.
Yeah,
specifically.
Sure.
Like, obviously, people can't fly and stuff, but like, I don't know. So, what do you think is going to happen in this upcoming Endgame movie? Because I've been dying to hear your predictions, and you've tossed out a couple.
The most beautiful thing about this movie is that I have no idea what happens.
Wow.
I have hopes. I have ideas.
Right.
But I have no true, comprehension of what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most beautiful thing about it, because you really don't want to know. You know, no one really wants to know.
Oh, yeah, no.
We want to, go in there and just be like, oh, God. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I have no ideas. But if we're to look at, certain things that happen in past movies,
mm-hmm.
There may be certain clues or something, that certain payoffs that we could maybe see in Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Specifically, I want a prediction from you.
Concerning which character?
Concerning if, well, Marvel and Disney just acquired a ton of new, all of Fox's catalog of Marvel heroes.
Yeah.
Most predominantly the Fantastic Four, the X-Men.
Yes. Would
you bet that either a member of the X-Men or a member of the Fantastic Four or Deadpool? I don't think Deadpool. I highly doubt Deadpool is going to show up in it, but he could. But do you think one of those new characters that they just acquired, that they're going to be introduced in this movie?
No.
No.
I don't think we won't see a Fox acquired character till at least 2021. Maybe next year. But I don't want to see that. I just want to enjoy the OG6.
Right.
And their allies.
Because it's almost over for them.
I want to see,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I mean, and you really, when you think about it, you think about the X-Men.
Uh-huh.
And, think of the things that have, the Shi'ar Empire. The X-Men have gone into space so many times.
Right.
Fantastic Four have, ventured into multiverses. They've created multiverses.
Yes.
They saved multiverses.
Yes.
Their story is such a science fictional one.
And fought Mole Men.
And fought Mole Men, yeah. So, I don't think we're going to see that. I think the MCU,
mm-hmm.
the actual universe needs to actually grow. Technology also needs to grow.
Right.
What does Earth look like with a retired Iron Man? What does Iron Man do with, his technology now that he's no longer an Avenger?
Right.
When does Earth start to, space travel?
Yeah. Do you think that after Endgame, that we might see a chronological jump into the future, maybe like 30 years or so, and then they can kind of use that and kind of, take creative liberties with the technology that Earth has now, and then kind of be able to actually make stories more based around space? No, you don't think they're going to do that?
I don't think they're going to be a time jump. I think they're honestly just going to take their time. I mean, let's think about this.
Okay.
The first movie we have confirmed after Endgame is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes.
Spider-Man is one of the top 5 most popular, recognized superheroes of all time.
Yeah.
He's arguably Marvel's greatest creation.
Arguably top 15 characters of all time. Just characters.
Literary characters of all time?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, maybe. You know, they're going to grow that with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
As he grows.
Yeah.
All right, so we know Captain Marvel just made $1 billion.
Yes.
We know we're going to get a Captain Marvel 2. We know we're going to
I hope
get a
it's better
Black
than one.
Panther 2.
Oh, God.
We know we're going to get a Doctor Strange 2.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, me too. So, what we're going to get is just this next cast of Avengers. And I think we're just slowly going to mature into, you know, the more futuristic world that is the X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Right.
You know?
It's going to be slow, though. So do you think the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are going to be seen as, like how Peter Parker has been seen in this first book, as you called it, of the MCU? Do you think the X-Men, maybe the Fantastic Four, they'll be kind of ushered in as that for this next book?
I think, here's what I think. So, if the first book is the quote-unquote Infinity Saga,
yes,
I think it'd be cooler to call it the Infinity Quest.
Oh.
Based off the comic book.
That is a cool.
I think that's
I
cooler
like that.
than Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
You know, and we're talking from Iron Man 1 to Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
That is the first book.
Yeah.
You know, and the overarching villain, and that is Thanos.
Yeah.
So now we're at the precipice of the second book.
Yes.
Who the overarching villain over the next 22 films will be? Oh, who the hell knows? Maybe Galactus.
I hope it's Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
I
possibly.
really hope it's Doctor Doom.
Possibly.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite villain in the MCU.
Or in Marvel Comics. Or in
just in the Marvel
universe.
Just in the Marvel universe in general.
Doctor Doom, yeah, he's probably one of the top 5 greatest comic book villains of all time.
Yeah.
You know, Doctor Doom, the Joker.
Yeah. I just want to see him actually
Sabretooth.
done justice. Finally. They just goof him up every time.
Well, the MCU follows closely to Jonathan Hickman's run, the Avengers run, and his sort of, look on the Marvel universe.
Okay.
And I think by the time we get to the Fantastic Four, when we get to the X-Men, the world will have matured into something much different. Kind of like a dystopian Star Trek.
Oh.
Like, how Star Trek, Earth is like, a utopia.
Yeah.
Not this Earth.
Oh.
This would be, if Earth was like just to shit.
Yeah, it's just hella bad.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing. The X-Men universe.
It's like Ready Gamer 1.
The X-Men universe is such like a kind of a shit universe, man. Like, everyone shits on the mutants. They're like, get out of here, mutant.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here, mutie.
Yeah, they're super bigoted.
Racist.
Yeah. Bigoted towards
they're
mutants.
super racist,
Yeah.
which, I mean, powerful themes. But
sure, especially for the time that they were written.
You also have giant sentinels, these giant fucking Iron Men, essentially, blasting down lasers at like Wolverine and Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Yeah,
like at the way the world is right now, because it's hyper realistic.
Yeah,
can't have that.
No, you can't.
Can't have that. So we at least gotta wait like 10 years. Now we know Avengers. There might be a time jump within Avengers Endgame of a couple years. So maybe
kind of
they
speed
do
it up
that
a
to
little bit.
expedite that. And I think they'll take their time with.
It's a good idea. I hope they do.
I think Tom Holland will be the measure. He's kind of like the time. He's the clock.
He has the clock.
He's the clock of the MCU.
Yeah.
As the more Tom Holland grows, the more we'll be able to pinpoint timeline.
I really hope that, because how many movies does he have in his contract with the MCU?
Oh, I have no idea, but I mean, he debuted in Civil War. There's 1. Spider-Man: Homecoming 2.
Infinity War
3.
And then
Endgame 4.
And then Far From Home 5.
5.
I'm assuming there's 10. There has to be 10.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he did.
Right now.
Maybe he did like 3 for Sony, 3 for Marvel.
3 for Sony.
Yeah.
Like, so I thought.
No, well, because Far From Home and Homecoming are like joint produced by Marvel.
Oh,
and
Sony. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're in the MCU. They're considered part of the MCU. And then Infinity War and Endgame obviously are
strictly MCU.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Tom Holland contract.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many things to consider with Endgame. Like, it's chaos in my brain.
No, it's
signals
crazy.
erupting and wall jamming and
Yeah.
metaphors that lead nowhere. And
No, that makes sense. I'm looking up this contract specifically because I want to know if we will see Tom Holland grow with Spider-Man, or if they're going to just write him out eventually, or if he's going to grow to be like a 35-year-old and then pass it on to Miles Morales or something like that.
Let me put it to you this way.
Uh-huh.
I think Tom Holland will leave the MCU much like Peter Parker passing the torch to Miles Morales. And I think by the time X-Men is like in full swing, when there's more X-Men movies than Avengers movies,
right? Yeah,
Miles Morales will be the Spider-Man that like your kid will grow up with. Your kid is gonna grow up with a cinematic MCU version of Miles Morales, and that's gonna be fucking rad. Think about
interesting.
That. Think about that.
Very interesting.
And like a Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel.
Ooh, that'd be prime. So it's looking like the actor has revealed that he has signed on to play Peter Parker for 6 Marvel movies. Specifically 6.
So he has like two left on his
He has
contract.
2 left.
One for Marvel, one for Sony.
That's kind of sus. I don't like that. Like
I'm sure they'll renegotiate.
I really hope that they add him onto more. They've
got to. They're of course they're going to renegotiate. Tom Holland's too big for Marvel. I mean, I'm not saying Tom Holland, but
Spider-Man.
But I gotta be honest, I associate Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
He's my favorite Spider-Man. Like,
he's my favorite too, but there's gonna be a big point of a disagreement.
Oh, I know. No, okay, I'm ready for it.
Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, is a fucking classic.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's a classic.
No.
It is a fucking classic.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so fucking bad.
Time to die, Spider-Man.
No.
Dude, Willem
I'm a bit of a scientist myself. Dude, come
Back
on.
to formula. Dude, Willem Dafoe is a fucking legend. Willem Dafoe is the man.
No, he is. I love Willem Dafoe. I loved At Eternity's Gate. As you know, you still have to watch that movie. But Willem Dafoe is awesome. But that movie sucks.
Shadow of the Vampire, Willem Dafoe movie that is oft.
Really?
That is not known to many.
Isn't
including that Willem Dafoe on the other end of your ear.
Oh. Is that the Willem Dafoe?
He
when
plays
he played
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
With John Malkovich.
Oh, my God.
That movie is fucking gnar, dude.
Oh, dude. I still gotta watch the movie.
Cool, man.
I remember seeing pictures of him as Nosferatu.
Oddly erotic.
Really? That's kind of creepy. I don't like the idea of...
Vampires are naturally
Well, yeah, they
erotic.
are naturally erotic, but... No, Sam Raimi, Spider-Man's...
I don't see many vampires, though.
They suck. Really?
Yeah. Have you... I gotta be honest, this is just... Have you... Because you go out a lot on to, like, emo night.
Yes.
And this is, a little stereotypical of me.
That's fine.
But... Have you ever felt like while you're out and you guys are sweating all on each other and electric guitars are playing and teenagers are screaming? Have you ever thought maybe a vampire?
Just like that, I'm
Maybe
next to a vampire?
Yeah.
No, but I have thought about it when I'm walking by myself past a dude and I mean, I wear predominantly dark clothing, so I can't really fucking talk. But like when a dude walks by me or a lady who is rather goth inspired, but not goth in the sense of like they have a ton of makeup and shit, but just really like have a really dark demeanor. And they walk by me
like a bad
vibe, and they're just straight
like she giving you that side eye.
Yeah, exactly. And
fuck off.
But they're by themselves. That if they're with people, I'm like, okay, he just like has he's trying to fit an image.
Does she have bangs?
Yes.
Vampire.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm like,
Vampire.
I wonder if it's real. And then I've like walked down alleys and stuff to get to cars, and I see like random people, just like not homeless people. They don't look homeless. It could be. There's not like one way to look homeless or whatever, or be homeless, but it's like
I don't know every woman that has bangs is a vampire.
I'd say so.
But
I'd say
I
they
know
are.
every woman that has bangs
Is a vampire.
At least that's my first thought. It's like a warning sign, Women have warning signs about men, like this cocksucker may try to rape me.
Yeah.
When I see a woman with bangs, I'm like, vampire. Vampire.
Vampire.
Maybe.
We got a couple. Dude, we got a couple in the store. But anyway,
vampires.
Yeah, a couple vampires in the store. Then I'm pretty sure
stopping by, picking up some packages.
It's funny though. I've tweeted this, but right before Halloween, I went to the dentist, and my dentist informed me that I have abnormally sharp canines for a human.
Vampire.
So, I kind of am a vampire. I haven't ever sucked blood, but
just dick.
No, never done that.
Juvenile.
Never done that. But yeah, so it's kind of funny. Speaking of vampires, in some circles, I guess I'd be considered one, like an actual human vampire. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird.
I knew a guy in high school who thought he was a vampire. When you grew up in the South,
yeah,
some weird things happen. But I knew a guy in high school who thought he was a vampire. Like he'd wear really tight pants,
okay,
and small shirts. He'd show his shoulders.
Oh,
but they'd still be like your regular,
sleeve
shirt.
Yeah, but
he'd show his shoulders.
Oh, he'd just roll it up.
No, his shirt would be that small you could see his shoulders.
What?
Yeah.
So he's like wearing like clothes from like the baby
gap.
The baby gap. Yeah.
Yeah. Vampire.
Or maybe he's just has eccentric. I don't know.
Nah. Vampire.
Vampire?
Yeah.
Has to be a vampire.
I mean, there are reports of him biting people.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
He was oddly erotic as well. Vampire.
He's oddly erotic.
Jesus
Christ. Well, I got to watch that movie with Willem Dafoe. As Nosferatu.
Yeah. But back to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The shit.
No, not.
Spider-Man is rad, dude. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Remove
Spider-Man number 1. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay.
Come on.
Look, I have a great memory of going to see that movie in theaters. My dad took me. I dressed up in a Spider-Man costume from Halloween. And, when you're young, or at least when I was younger, I hated wearing masks, but I really wanted to look like Spider-Man. So my mom cut out the eyes for me. So I literally was a Spider-Man walking around with just, no white on the eyes. So I looked a little weird, but, I remember going and seeing that movie, thinking it was the most cool thing ever. Never watched.
Still is.
No, it's not. Didn't watch it again until a couple of years ago with a friend who she really liked it a lot. Still thought it was awesome, and I was just like, "This is fucking."
Sounds like a keeper.
This is fucking stupid.
You're lame.
No, I'm not lame. No, okay. Let me break it down as to why I don't like that movie. So, it starts out, and Peter Parker. Okay, Peter Parker's supposed to be like a nerd and everything like that, but he's just a straight bitch.
What?
He's a straight door. Like Peter Parker at least is somewhat suave and not suave, but at least he has some game. This fool has no game.
That's exactly how Peter Parker is, man.
No, he's not.
Peter Parker starts off as a loser. He's a nerd. No one ever notices him. That's how he starts off. That's true Peter Parker. That is true Peter Parker. Is the ultimate nerd. Tobey Maguire nailed the Peter Parker.
But the thing is, when he's Spider-Man, he's just Peter Parker in a suit. He's not fucking Spider-Man.
I've heard that point before.
And the whole first movie basically is just a montage after he fights Macho Man Randy Savage. From that point on, it's basically a really sped up movie. The pace is horrible.
What?
What do you mean what? When was the last time you seen it?
It's been maybe a year.
It goes so fast. It goes from that
because you're having so much fun.
No. It goes from that to back to formula. It goes from that to that.
That's early in the movie.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's like
back to formula. That's like in the first.
Okay, well then
minutes.
I see my mistake. See, these things blend together because I don't pay too much attention to bad movies. But it goes from that to the Green Goblin just flying out from the fucking. And
when they have that big
they
float
have
parade.
Mary J. Blige.
Hang on, MJ. The only thing I really hate about that original, the OG Spider-Man trilogy, is how often Spider-Man takes off his mask.
Yeah,
or loses his mask.
Yeah,
come on.
I must admit, it has one of the most iconic moments in cinema history, in my opinion, with the upside down kiss.
Oh wow, that was your favorite part.
Not my favorite part, but the most iconic part. My favorite part of the movie was when it ended, personally.
You want to know who I am?
Yeah, Mary Jane is the biggest bitch ever in that movie.
MJ?
Yeah. Fuck MJ. Dude, no. Okay, she straight up
I'll say this, Zendaya is an amazing MJ.
Yeah, she is. I think she's great. Some people hate her because like, she's not traditional. Yes, NorCal. She's not traditional in the sense of like she's not fucking white, but like who gives a shit? Like she hits the nail on the head, in my opinion. I just hate the dude who plays the bully in Homecoming.
Old dude? I know who you're talking about, but you're talking about old dude.
Old dude? Yeah, I think so. Penis Parker, that guy. Yeah. The guy.
What up, dickhead?
Yeah,
that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Why? You don't like that guy?
He's not funny. Like, he's not imposing. Like, he doesn't beat him up. He just, like, calls him a penis. Like, I get called that on a daily basis. Like, I'm not there, like, having resentment for the people
Flash
who do.
Thompson.
Yeah, Flash Thompson.
Yeah, that's who he is. He's Flash.
Yeah, Flash. Yeah, he's not...
You're thinking about the Flash Thompson from the OG Spider-Man trilogy. That Flash Thompson.
That Flash Thompson sucked, too, but he's more true to the character.
Wow. Let me ask you this. When it comes to comic book iterations of characters, are you a traditionalist? Do you like when Michael B. Jordan played Johnny Storm, were you like, I don't want black people playing my white superheroes? Or were you like, you know...
I thought it could work. I thought Michael B. Jordan... It's more about
I did too. I liked it.
Yeah, no, it's more... To me, it's more about the...
I like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan's rad, dude. I watched Creed on my flight back to Boston. That's like...
Creed is sick.
Creed's a sick movie.
Creed 2? Not so sick.
Really?
No.
I haven't seen Creed 2.
Creed 2's the wrong movie. Creed 2 should be Drago 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. The story about Drago's son and, you know, Drago losing everything after losing to Rocky and them trying to rebuild themselves up, it's just a more inherently just a better story than what they were trying to tell about Creed and Creed 2.
That's
At least I felt that. That's what I felt.
Well,
other people may have felt differently.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for myself, but I have to know, does Rocky have, like, does he get over the cancer? Does he die? I'm assuming he dies.
He gets over the cancer.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's one thing I didn't like about it, it's brushed over in one line of dialogue.
Oh, really?
They're like, I paid for Rocky's cancer. And they're just like, oh. So that's all,
and that's it?
So
that's the whole good now. That's the whole thing?
All right.
Jesus.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I like when franchises take liberties on characters when it makes sense. Not when it doesn't make sense. Like Ghostbusters, when they did that, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, what are you trying... What's the selling... The selling point is that it's an all-woman, all-female cast.
Okay.
And that, to me, is just
careful.
Kind of... I'm being very careful. But when it's done...
You said you love Captain Marvel.
I do love Captain Marvel.
Then fucking be careful.
I know. I know. Brie Larson, please don't kill me. But the way that they did Ghostbusters was just very ham-fisted, in my opinion. There wasn't a whole lot of thought thrown into it to me. It felt like a cash grab. But when you have a character like, I don't know, is Mark Ruffalo? He's not. he's not white.
Mark Ruffalo is the greatest actor.
He's not white, right? Or is he white?
Is Mark Ruffalo white?
I mean, I think he's. I mean, I don't think
Mark Ruffalo is like Captain Planet.
He doesn't have. He's just blue.
No, Mark Ruffalo is just like. He's the embodiment of all hope.
Well, I agree.
He's the avatar of goodness.
But is he white? That's.
I don't know about that.
I'm trying to think of an example. So like.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say Mark Ruffalo is Hawaiian. I feel like, you know what? This is the great thing about this. This is how great Mark Ruffalo is. This is the greatness that is Mark Ruffalo. Any race could claim Mark Ruffalo as their own, and no one would disagree.
It's true. That is very true.
That is in truth the greatness about Mark Ruffalo.
It is very true.
And I maintain that Mark Ruffalo is one of the greatest actors working today. Think about his filmography.
I would agree.
Zodiac.
Mm-hmm. Oh, prime movie.
Prime.
With Iron Man in it.
Yeah. Sleeper, The Last Castle.
I heard about that movie. It's a good movie.
Wind Talkers.
Never heard of that movie.
That movie's a bit on the ridiculous end.
Really?
But Mark Ruffalo's in it, and it's pretty cool.
What about the one he was just in with about the Catholic Church?
Oh, the Boston movie. You're a Boston guy. You're one of those fake Boston guys.
I'm not a fake Boston guy. I just have an affinity for the area.
That's another topic for another time. What was that movie? Spotlight.
Yeah, Spotlight.
We gotta get these guys.
Dude, I love how he just says
They gotta pay.
words.
They're getting away with this. We can't let them. Mark Ruffalo, dude. You can't escape Mark Ruffalo.
Dude,
You can't fucking escape him.
I love,
And not to mention, he is the best motherfucking Hulk of all time.
Yeah, he
The
is.
Hulk is my favorite comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ruffalo is the greatest.
I'm so glad that they recasted
Ed Norton
for Mark Ruffalo. Very happy about that. That was arguably one of the best recastings of all time, in my opinion, personally.
Super fucking solid. Super solid.
Yeah,
Because Mark Ruffalo sells Bruce Banner so well.
he does.
Like, that's the thing. You gotta nail Bruce Banner.
You do.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the Bruce Banner from the first what was it? The one from 2002, Incredible Hulk,
Oh, with Eric Bana.
with Eric Bana.
Solid. I think that gets shit on a bit too much.
I just think it's because it's.
To be
it's-
honest.
I think it's because of the CGI. The CGI hasn't
Maybe.
aged well, so like people are like, "This is shit."
Yeah.
You know, this isn't fun.
The color of that Hulk was a bit on the sprite side.
I hated the scene, or the scenes of him fighting like
The dogs?
the dogs, and you can't see shit. You're just like, "What is going on?"
You just hear.
Yeah.
You just hear it.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
That pissed me off as a kid because I'm like, I'm trying to watch like these crazy fight scenes, and I can't see anything.
But the Mark Ruffalo Hulk, man.
I just want them to do an actual.
The Mark Ruffalo Hulk is the best.
I want them to do a second Hulk movie with just Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
Directed by Larry David, like we talked about.
I've been thinking about. I'll be Tony.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this a lot recently.
Uh-huh.
Just because I love the Hulk so much, man. I love the Hulk. I love Bruce Banner a lot.
Yeah.
And, Marvel has a model for every movie. Ant-Man was a heist movie.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy is, space. science
Space
fiction.
Odyssey kind of movie.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Thor is Shakespearean.
Yeah. I would say so.
Captain Marvel is a 90s buddy cop movie.
Yeah. That is wow. Yeah.
They follow certain,
Tropes,
certain things. Yeah.
as you talked about earlier.
But they don't have a monster movie. That movie
would be the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Would you introduce Abomination? Or no, Abomination
No.
was already done, right?
You know what? I think honestly, maybe it's just recency bias, but Immortal Hulk is so good. I would kind of follow that.
What happens in that, if I may ask?
Well, you got to read it, but Bruce Banner died, comes back to life. Everyone's like, the Hulk is back. There's a reporter, I forget her name, but she's like, trying to track down the Hulk, Bruce Banner. He keeps dying, and then he comes back at night as the Hulk.
Oh wow! So it's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Kind of. Well, that's the model for Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Yeah.
Except this Hulk, he's super intelligent. He's like mad intelligent, but he's also, morally super gray.
Oh, okay.
Like he's, totally down to, fuck people up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's awesome.
That sounds really cool.
But the real, in this monster movie about the Hulk, you sell the Hulk as the monster, but the real monster is, Bruce Banner's father.
Oh.
It's really a story about a child who's abused by his parent.
Yeah.
And,
you don't really see a whole
that'd be pretty deep.
That would be super deep.
That'd be pretty deep and dark for a Marvel movie.
But that'd be cool.
But yeah, eventually you have to grow and you have to cater towards, audiences. Why do you think Logan and Deadpool are so successful?
Yeah.
Because there's a giant portion of the audience that wants to see,
more mature stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you, Wolverine is going to be a big part of the MCU because it's Wolverine.
Yeah.
We were talking about the top 5 greatest superheroes earlier. Wolverine might be in the top 5.
True. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Most recognizable for sure.
I would say, like, if you were to take a consensus across the country, people would say Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and then maybe, like, Iron Man.
I'd say Cap.
Maybe Captain America, yeah.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, Wolverine, definitely in there.
Yeah.
And Wolverine has fucking, like, giant knives in his hand. How can you show Wolverine in action?
Yeah, exactly.
And expect me not to believe someone's arm or head isn't getting chopped off.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
It has to be a little graphic.
Yeah.
That's what I hope they kind of lean more towards in this next chapter, as you've called it many times. More, I mean, not Infinity War. Endgame is going to be PG-13.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that there's a little bit more of that grittiness in this one.
Certainly looks like that from the trailers.
Yeah, I hope so.
The trailers have portrayed a real dark tones, but that's what we want.
It is.
Before the end, man.
It's going to be really fun.
It's got to be darkest before the dawn.
Speaking of dark tones, the darkest tones, Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Starting this Sunday, 2 days from now. We're filming this Friday night. Let's, I don't know if you are up for it. If you're not, it's okay. But if we could get a little recap of what, obviously there's a lot to say, but just from maybe the last couple episodes, where are we right now? Who's where, and what's the situation?
In Game of Thrones?
In Game of Thrones.
Shit. Well, you got 2/3 of the cast converging on Winterfell.
Right.
And the other third converging on King's Landing. It's kind of cool. I was thinking about this morning, that it's kind of cool that Avengers Endgame and the final season of Game of Thrones are happening, within 7 days of each other.
Wild.
It's pretty cool that the biggest event cinematically on the big screen of the last 20 years and the biggest show is, of the last 10 years, maybe 20, is ending in
possibly.
the same,
Yeah.
That's super big to think about. As far as, characters, here's what you need to know. You need to know Jon Snow and Daenerys are going to Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely, they're probably going to, become a thing. And certain people, Bran and Sam, Bran and Sam know that Jon and Daenerys are related.
Doesn't Tyrion also?
The family tree. Tyrion might. I kind of thought about that in the final episode of the previous season. There, Jon, knocks on Dany's door. Dany lets him in, and Tyrion kind of sees this happening from down the corridor or whatever.
Right.
And there's a lot of interpretations about what was Tyrion thinking, or why was he lurking or whatever. But
Yeah.
I wondered if maybe he knew. The story of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark. Who knows how to pronounce it?
Yeah.
I think it's Lyanna Stark.
I think you're right.
Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen is not. It's not something everyone fucking knows about.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a very well-read character. Like he's very knowledgeable.
Tyrion, he drinks and he knows things.
Yeah, that's his strength.
Yeah,
personally,
that's his superpower.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I mean, it's been since what summer
2 years.
Summer of 2017. Lots changed since then.
Oh
man.
yeah,
holy
dude.
shit, that's crazy. Another thing I was thinking about, you were talking about how this series is arguably the most important series or the most popular series in the last 20 years, right? Is that what you said? Or
it's definitely the biggest.
The biggest. And I was also thinking how after this series, I don't think there'll ever be another show like this in the sense of with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime rising up with this weekly episodic event that everyone's talking about for a whole week. Like those shows are going away. Like no one really watches those anymore. Like everything's just put on Hulu and Netflix and you just binge watch everything. Like no one really has a conversation about shows anymore until you're done with the whole series or the whole season, and then you talk about it.
Oh, well, I think
I don't think it'll happen.
I think Game of Thrones is going to be like the MCU at some point.
Really? You think there'll be movies, or do you think they'll just be like...
No, I think it'll just be giant universes. Like, Game of Thrones will be to HBO what the MCU is to Disney.
Interesting.
Like, and they're actually making another Game of Thrones
they are,
show.
From before. It's a prequel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lore of A Song of Ice and Fire, which is the source material from which the show is derived,
right,
is thick.
Yes.
Like, tomes worthy.
Right.
they have a universe they could make thousands of shows on, truly.
No, yeah.
So that's, I mean, I predict Game of Thrones is going to be around for a long time, actually.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, it's a fun show. I mean, I started watching it pretty late when I lived in San Francisco and had nothing better to do. I was given all first 5 seasons by my brother and my older brother, and I just like binged through them in like 3 weeks. And I mean, that show, I don't know how they do it where I haven't really watched another show other than Breaking Bad maybe where every episode just has you at the edge of your seat and you're just like, oh shit. Every episode ends that way.
Killing Eve.
Killing Eve?
Killing Eve is that new show.
Really?
Killing Eve is that good. It's amazing.
What's it on?
BBC, I believe.
Okay.
Dude, it's so good. The first season's on Hulu. It's amazing.
Really?
Like, it's just so good. The acting in it, everything about it, it's amazing. The writing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, if you could have continued success, it could easily be like an all-time great.
Really?
Yeah, Killing Eve's that
Who's
good.
in it?
Sandra Oh.
Oh, Sandra Oh.
From, most people probably be like Grey's Anatomy. Sandra Oh.
Okay.
She's amazing in it.
Interesting. Never thought I'd see her in anything other than Grey's Anatomy, honestly.
That's probably the most, she might be the only American in the cast.
Really?
Yeah, well, like I said,
well, I mean, it's a British show.
It's on the BBC.
Yeah. British.
So, yeah, I would recommend Killing Eve. It's a big weekend. Big fucking weekend. Game of Thrones coming out on Sunday. UFC 236
on
Saturday.
Yes.
Big drama show.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm down. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear your preview.
Well, UFC 236, Atlanta, Georgia. Your main event.
Yeah.
Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus the King, the Blessed Express, Marvelous Max Holloway. Making the jump from 145, the current featherweight undisputed champion, to 155. He will fight Dustin Poirier. The winner, most likely, will fight Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Wow.
Max Holloway's riding a 13-fight win streak.
Wow.
I think
that got me hyped.
There's only a few people. Who else is... Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse, flyweight champion, former flyweight champion, has a win streak comparable to that. I think George St. Pierre's longest win streak was somewhere in the range of 9 to 11.
Really? I thought that he had more. I thought he had more, but...
Anderson Silva, I think, was in that 9 to 11 range, maybe 13. John Jones is in that range, so that's kind of... The point is, Max Holloway is already in the company of John Jones, George St. Pierre, and Demetrius Johnson, Anderson Silva. And Max Holloway is like 27.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. You don't think Tony Ferguson is going to fight Khabib before either of those guys? Or no?
Well, Tony Ferguson, I'm no journalist or nothing, so I don't want to speak, too definitively on it.
Right. But you do read a lot.
Apparently, he's having some health issues.
Oh. And
he's going to be out for the time. But if Tony Ferguson has shown us anything, it's shown us that, health issues ain't nothing to him.
Yeah.
He blew his knee and then came back in record time to fucking fight Anthony Pettis in what was like the fight.
Possibly of the year,
Like,
yeah.
it was insane.
Anthony Pettis.
It was a blood orgy.
Dude, that whole card was just stacked.
That was the Khabib
Connor
card.
Yeah.
223?
Yeah, 223. Yeah.
Was it?
I think you're right.
I almost said 202, but that was Conor and Nate Diaz too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main event. So what happens if Max Holloway wins? If Max Holloway wins, he maybe fights Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's also technically a champ, even though it's for the interim lightweight title.
Mm-hmm.
And think about what this does for his legacy, man. Holy shit.
Because I know...
14-fight win streak.
Uh-huh.
Defending featherweight champion, and now the interim lightweight champion. Holy shit.
Does he have an argument for greatest of all time? If he does it. Not now, obviously, but...
Well, I mean... This is such a difficult conversation at this time in our sport, man, because it's a difficult time in our sport. because John Jones has failed for drug tests
multiple times.
Anderson Silva has popped.
Oh, he popped?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
You know, these are two people that we consider greats. I believe John Jones is the greatest talent to ever fight. But I don't know. It's this weird thing. Like, I'm struggling with it. T.J. Dillashaw recently popped for EPO.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw that. That's
like
crazy.
That's straight up injectable performance enhancing. You know,
that's wild.
No one morally, you know, there's an unspoken code of honor that we like associate with sports where we're like, don't you fucking cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you bastard.
Yeah.
You know, it's like playing video games with someone and you know, you're split screening and you're like, don't look at my screen, but you're looking anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, we're going to crucify T.J. Dillashaw, unfortunately. Speaking of someone born in Angels Camp, he's going to get it rough. You know, he got a 2-year ban.
2 years?
He's going to be 35 before he comes
back. Oh, no.
Yeah, dude.
That's horrible.
But, I mean, so, you know, we think about the greatest of all time. You know, if we're speaking greatest of all time clean, that's done it right, you're thinking,
Chuck
you know...
Liddell.
You're thinking George St. Pierre, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
I'd say GSP.
And if Max Holloway wins this Saturday, for me, Max Holloway. Oh, and you can't like exclude Daniel Cormier.
Oh yeah, of course not. No,
champ, Daniel
can't do it.
Cormier.
Yeah, champ. Can't.
Dustin Poirier wins.
Uh-huh.
Fucking huge for his career, man. Dustin Poirier has been in the game for a long time.
Yeah, he has, huh?
And he's pieced some fools up. His last 3 fights, all against former champions. Eddie Alvarez pieced him up. Justin Gaethje, World Series fighting champion, pieced him up.
Yeah.
Anthony Pettis pieced him up.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier's a savage with heavy, heavy hands. If he wins and he gets that fight against Khabib, man, pretty big for his career.
That's going to be a great... I could definitely got to buy that pay-per-view. I almost forgot about it. When is it? Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, dude, on ESPN Plus.
On ESPN Plus?
On ESPN Plus. And if the main event isn't enough to tickle your fancy, then the co-main event, Kelvin Gastelum, Mexican-American fighter.
Yep.
Which, you know, here at the store...
Represent.
There's so many Mexican-American... We're a Mexican-American...
We're a Mexican-American
workforce,
store. Yeah, we are. Yep.
And, you know, I'm trying to get all of my Mexican-American employees into MMA. So, I'm showing them these fighters. Kelvin Gastelum is one of them.
Yeah. Kelvin Gastelum is real.
You know,
he's real.
Former Ultimate Fighter champion.
Yeah.
He's only lost to like 3 dudes. You know, knocked out Michael Bisping, knocked out Vitor Belfort.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin Gastelum, you know, he knocked down Chris Weidman before he lost.
Yeah.
Kelvin Gastelum's a force of nature. He has real good, you know, I like his jiu-jitsu a lot. I think his wrestling and his top game, I lean towards him in this fight against Israel Adesanya, the last style bender.
Ooh, the last style bender. I like that nickname.
Undefeated.
He's undefeated. What's his game like? I've never seen him fight.
What's his game like?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's like he's throwing swords at you from behind a curtain.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like deadly accuracy. You know, it's like fighting an octopus.
Oh shit.
Like literally.
That's crazy.
He's so legit. He's so good. If he can keep the distance, he's gonna win this fight easily. This fight's gonna be, you know who's gonna win this fight depending on, if Kelvin is within Israel's distance.
Yeah.
Within the end of his punches, like he's within his arm, within boxing range.
Yeah.
In tight, in that clinch range where he can make it ugly, make it dirty, along the wall.
Right.
Kelvin Gastelum, I think, has a good chance to win this. If he's not doing that, then I lean toward is Israel Adesanya.
That might be the sleeper fight.
Will fight Robert Whittaker, the Reaper, Bobby Knuckles.
Ooh.
The undisputed middleweight champion.
Interesting.
And it's going to be fucking amazing.
Well, I'm glad that the middleweight division is finally looking up. I know it's been dark days for the division for a while, right? Like they haven't had really like marquee guys in that division for a while.
Well,
right?
I mean,
like that casual fans would know.
Casual fans, fuck those guys. Fuck those guys. Fuck those guys, man.
Why?
Because they come around with their, like, opinions, their half-informed opinions, and they're like, oh, Conor McGregor is going to knock out Floyd Mayweather.
You were singing that song, though.
No, I fucking
You
wasn't.
were. You
no,
were
I
singing.
was
You were
not.
singing the.
I said it'd be great if he did. But I knew he wasn't.
You were singing that song.
No, I said I knew he wasn't, man. I hoped Conor McGregor would win. I hoped.
Yeah,
there
me
was
too.
A
I
part
think
of me,
everyone was kind of hoping he was.
But I think we all knew
No-
Floyd was going to beat him.
No one can dance like Floyd. That's basically what it came down to. No one can dance like him. So.
Well,
And he tagged Conor multiple times in that.
beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he did. He was going off. That was crazy.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love MMA. It's to me it's the greatest sport in the world. I just wonder how anyone else can watch any other sport and just be like, this is amazing.
I know a lot of people just don't have the stomach for it. Like, don't have the stuff. Like, my parents, like, they don't like watching MMA because they just can't stand seeing, like, dudes get hit when they're on the ground. Even though the refs, a lot of the time, are pretty quick to get the jump on, like, when a dude's getting beaten into the floor, and they just call it off. But I know a lot of people are that way. A lot of people I know, they just can't really.
But they love football.
Yeah, they love football. No, they do, exactly. But it's because you don't see the dude's expression as they get
as
pile
their
driven
brains
into the
get
ground.
scrambled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're all faceless. So it's like, oh yeah, this is cool.
That's right. Maybe we should.
It should be more like a rugby. They should just do away with pads and helmets.
I wonder if it'd be safer.
It might. I mean, rugby players don't get hurt as often as football player, American football players. I don't think.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know though. Don't quote me on that, but I would assume just that would be a stat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Speaking of American football, quickly, let's talk about your Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So,
Is it all, like, earlier I said, I love MMA. I don't really watch other sports. I watch the Rams religiously.
yes.
I don't really give a fuck about any other sports, but I do watch the Rams religiously, and I'm not one of these new assholes who likes the Rams.
Yeah, no, he's
I've
been
been a Rams fan since early 90s.
Yep.
The LA days, St. Louis days, back to LA days.
Yep. With the greatest show on turf in between there, sprinkled in between. Yeah, so let's talk about how do you think they're going to do this next season? What are their draft needs?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think losing Sue is really that big of a deal. I'm confident with Brockers. I like Brockers a lot. He's the unsung hero, man.
Yeah, he is.
Someone's got to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and this is such a deep class of defensive linemen
Right.
this year. I think we could draft one and just bring him into the fold and turn them into a stud.
Yeah.
Defensively, I'd like to see, draft us some linebackers.
Uh-huh.
I think Corey Littleton is a gangster.
Yeah.
Mark Barron isn't with us anymore, but we do have Clay Matthews and Dante Fowler on the edge.
Yeah, you guys re-signed Fowler. I like that signing. I like that.
Clay Matthews could play on the inside. He's one of those guys that could play inside and outside.
Yeah.
So
I think he's kind of done, but I mean, he's on a great defense, so it's not just him on defense like with the Packers. It was literally just him and like two good cornerbacks. I forgot their names, but that's like all they had.
No, I think he's gonna have a good year. I mean, he's back home.
Yeah.
Back in the Coliseum.
Yeah, he went to USC.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's crazy.
And him and Ray Maliuga, who was my favorite Trojan.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Interesting.
Him and Troy Polamalu.
Oh.
But yeah, the Rams. No, fucking super excited. Offensively, we didn't re-sign C.J. Anderson, which I thought was a little fucked up.
Yeah,
but
that is a little fucked up. Yes.
I thought that was a little fucked up.
A little bit.
But I don't know. We got Malcolm Brown back, I believe.
Uh-huh.
I like John Kelly. Quarterback, obviously we're set. Jared Goff is the fucking money man.
I don't know about all that.
The money man, the Bay Area boy.
NorCal.
Hey, NorCal. Jared Goff, NorCal.
NorCal.
Receiver, I think we have if we had Cooper Kupp.
Ooh, he's not going to be back, right?
If we had he'll be back.
Well, he'll be back, but not at the start of the season.
If we had Cooper Kupp, we beat the Patriots 21-10. in the Super Bowl. That's how much of a playmaker and difference maker Cooper Kupp is. Cooper Kupp is a stud. I even considered applying to Eastern Washington University just because I like Cooper Kupp that much.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're red-ass field.
They have a red field?
I don't know. I think they do.
Oh, that's cool. That's wild. So, do you think Brandon Cooks plus...
NorCal.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Cooks plus...
Shout him out.
NorCal. Plus 1,000 yards this season, next season? Or under?
Fuck yeah, dude. Brandon Cooks is a stud. Robert Woods.
Fucking
super stud.
Can't believe that the Bills let him go, dude.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And shout out to my man Tyler Higbee. Hilltopper Nation.
Hilltopper.
Tyler Higbee's a gangster.
Yeah, he is. What do you think about Gurley? He's going to be the same? He'll be fine? I don't think so. I think there's question marks that
that arthritis. That rumor about arthritis in his knee does scare me.
It's not a joke.
I love the T-God. Love the Todd father.
Yeah.
That's the man.
Yeah.
But,
would you draft a running back if you were the Rams?
No.
Really?
Not in the first 3 rounds.
That's unless like a fucking gangster fell to us at 31.
Yeah.
But I think Todd is still. I think he's got 10 years. I mean, he's already been in the league for 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think he's got a 10-year career in him. And I think he's got 6 years left of 1,000 yards. Good 1,000-yard seasons. Now, I would like to see us maybe, lighten his load a little bit. I don't think he needs to run 30, 40 times a game.
Right.
I think it's time in Jared's career and his maturity as our franchise quarterback, to put it on him. Yeah. And, dude, at the beginning of this season, first half of this season, it was a very real possibility. Jared Goff, NorCal. MVP.
Yeah. True.
You remember after that Vikings game?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when he threw like 500 yards, had the best QBR.
I left him on my bench in fantasy. It pissed me the fuck off that week. But yes, he went off. And then after the Chiefs game, it's like he ran out of his powers. It's like he just kind of, I don't know if the defenses just keyed in on him or if he just kind of got fatigued for the rest of the season because that was a barn burner of a game, that Chiefs game. That was a game of the year. A lot better than Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully that doesn't happen to him again.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Goff. I mean, I like the kid.
NorCal.
But I don't know.
As far as, I'd like to see us maybe get some linemen. Draft, shore up our line. Let these young linemen learn under my man Whitworth.
Yeah, you need a lineman.
We need a good young center. I think.
Yeah.
I think that first round, we're either going to get a D lineman, a center, or a linebacker.
Yeah, because Whitworth and what was it? Roger Saffold? Is that
Roger Saffold?
Roger Saffold. He's gone.
I believe so.
Oh, that's
John Sullivan, our center, I believe, is gone.
Yeah, he's gone. That sucks.
We still got the homie Rob Havenstein. We got our tackles.
Yeah,
we got our tackles.
You do. If I were you guys, I'd draft a safety.
I'd like to get a good thumper right in the middle, that inside linebacker position. A safety, I'd like to give me one of them Bama safeties. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Let me ask you about this.
Yeah.
What do you think about your Raiders? How are you feeling about this upcoming season? What did you think about Antonio Brown going after my man Juju?
I like the tenacity. He's a grinder.
He's a fuck boy.
No. Okay, look.
He's an asshole.
I guess he is an asshole. He's an asshole.
How long before he does that to someone in the locker room?
It depends. It depends.
How many games do the Raiders have to lose before Antonio Brown starts freaking out?
We'll go if they lose 3 games in a row. Then
it's no mistake your Make America Sad Again hat is black and silver.
Well, look, I personally loved the trade for Antonio Brown. I thought it made a lot of sense. Look, you got to gamble. When you're going to the Silver State, you got to gamble.
They should be called the Silver State Raiders. I've said this multiple times.
He has said this multiple times.
The Silver State Raiders sounds cool. The Vegas Raiders sounds fucking lame.
It's true. I like the Silver State Raiders better because, they're the black and silver nation.
Makes sense.
So it makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense. Now, I say I'm surprised that you're able to maintain your loyalty.
I am too.
That they're they're leaving you.
I'm very surprised.
They're no longer NorCal.
No, they're not.
They're fucking Las Vegas.
South Nevada. That doesn't roll off the tongue. So Vada? That doesn't roll off the tongue. Like, what?
It snows there.
Sometimes, yeah. But I don't know. Honestly, I looked for a time, and Quinn knows this. For a time, I was really debating on leaving Raider Nation. I was just like, I can't do this shit anymore.
Join the Rams. Join the mountain. Brother.
Yeah, okay.
Get on top Billy Goat Mountain with your boy.
Oh my God.
Get up here with your boy.
I was
looking down on the rest of the NFC. Dorks.
Yeah,
Me and Jared Goff.
Until Carson Wentz comes back.
Fuck Carson Wentz, man. Fucking neckbeard. That red neckbeard. Looking like he comes from Galt.
Shout out Spencer. My
Shout
man
out to
Spencer.
the Galt boy.
The Galt boy
himself.
Yep. T-God. No, not T-God. But TB12.
Yeah.
There you go. But I don't know, man. I think the Raiders, I like their signings. Tyrell Williams. I love that signing.
That is a good signing. I like it even more that it soured Anthony's grapes.
Yes. Anthony, he is our resident Chargers fan here at our store.
Also known as Antonio.
Also known as Antonio. Also known as Tony. Also known as Santiago. Also known as, what's another name he goes by? The Sergeant. Call him the Sergeant.
Was he a sergeant?
Yeah, he was a sergeant.
He was a badass.
And he'll be on the pod at some point.
He was a badass. He is a badass. Still is a badass.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, so he's a Chargers fan. He's really mad that Tyrell Williams is now on the Raiders, and I love also that we got LaMarcus Joyner. Love
LaMarcus Joyner's a great safety. I'm sad to lose him, but I love Josh Johnson so much. Boston College, man.
Boston.
Fuck Boston.
Why?
But I love me some Josh Johnson.
All right, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good season. I don't think we're gonna make the postseason, but I think we're gonna show flashes. I think 8-8. I'm calling it right now, 8-8.
8-8.
We have a super easy schedule.
Wow.
Super easy schedule. I
don't think you're gonna win a game against the Chiefs or the Chargers.
Wow.
You're gonna go 0-2 against the Chargers and the Chiefs. And you're going to split wins with the Broncos.
Nope.
You're going to go 1-5 in your division.
No, we're going to... Look, the Chargers got significantly worse. They lost... They didn't do anything other than lose players in the offseason.
They still got Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, he got hurt.
And Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and he's, ancient.
That's true.
But
they still got Joey Bosa.
And Melvin Ingram, right?
Their defense is still legit.
For now. All it takes is a little push.
And... they're playing against the Raiders.
For 2 games.
Those are 2 wins.
No. Definitely not. I think we take one. I think we split the series with the Chargers. We take both against the Broncos because they're going to be trash with Joe Flacco as their quarterback.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Come on. That fool is a corpse out there. You think Eli Manning's bad? Look at Joe Flacco, man.
Joe Flacco's going to have a renaissance in Denver.
You think so?
He's going to get some of that TH sizzle. And he's going to be throwing heaters up in Mile High, brother, let me tell you. Heaters, brother.
Oh, God.
Straight dime bags. Throwing dime bags out there. Just stupid.
What do you think about another team in your division, the Arizona Cardinals, having that number 1 pick? Do you think you're going to get Kyler? Or would you get Kyler Murray, and then do you also think that they are going to do, and they're going to pull the trigger, trade Rosen?
So you're asking me if I'm a franchise at the bottom of the league?
Yes.
And I'm rebuilding, so I'm essentially starting a franchise from scratch.
Basically, yeah. Well, that's what the Cardinals are, and you have Larry Fitzgerald in his last prime year, basically.
Okay, so I'm basically starting from scratch.
Yeah.
I build from the interior. I'm a believer in the interior out.
Okay.
You start with your line.
Yeah.
If your line is solid, your skill positions will automatically play at a better rate. So will your quarterback.
Of course.
My question is about the Cardinals. Are you confident on either position, on either side of the ball, on your offensive and defensive line? Are you confident in that enough to pass up on Nick Bosa? Are you confident in your defensive line to say, you know what, we don't need Nick Bosa?
I don't think they're confident
Then
at any position.
You take Nick Bosa. You take the best. You have the number 1 pick. You don't pick the best quarterback because he's the best quarterback.
Yeah.
You pick the best goddamn player in the draft.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's Nick Bosa.
But you wouldn't go Quinn and Williams. There's no argument for you.
I've watched 0 college football.
But you wouldn't go Quinnen. You want to go your man Q.
He throws another N on the name. Another Roll Tide.
Another Roll Tide, yeah.
I fuck with Alabama so much, man. I didn't grow up liking Alabama.
The evil empire.
One of my best friends and his family are diehard Alabama fans, so the
Well,
evil empire is right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm a stormtrooper and that on. Yeah, Quinnen Williams, stud.
Yep.
So is Ed Oliver.
Yeah. I hope Quinnen Williams falls to the Raiders.
To the Raiders. 4. Is that what you guys want? Is that what you want?
I want them to draft just a defensive player. Like,
now,
I don't care who. Just
I
something.
feel like, what if the Raiders trade up and get Kyler Murray?
I would kill myself.
You're confident in Carr?
Yes, because the only other time he's ever had the same head coach for 6 consecutive seasons, he was an MVP candidate. And he has better receivers and a better line. No, not a better line, but he has better receivers now than he did then. I feel like Amari Cooper.
Who's y'all's running back? Marshawn ain't back
right
is he?
now. Isaiah Crowell, but we're most likely going to draft. Hopefully, we'll draft the running back from Alabama. I forgot his name. I think Josh Jacobs.
Maybe.
I think that's his name.
I don't
Josh
know.
Jacobs.
To be honest with you,
I think that's his name. But the running back from Alabama, I'm hoping we get him with one of our picks in the first round. But if we don't, Isaiah Crowell is the starter. He did well with the Browns when they were abysmal 2 or 3 years ago. Did decent with the Jets. So, I mean, maybe he'll do pretty good. He's a good pass catcher. But I do like our receivers, and I feel like Carr is going to have a field day. If he throws beyond, if his yards per attempt, passing yards per attempt is over 10, he averages over 10, we'll be fine. And we'll be in the running for the playoffs. But if he just dinks and dunks and just like throws these little passes behind the line of scrimmage like he usually does, then I am not confident.
You're not concerned at all. I don't want to bring it up again.
No, yeah.
But you're not concerned at all about Antonio Brown and David Carr not melding.
I am. I would be, but nothing. There's nothing on Antonio Brown's Twitter feed other than Juju Smith-Schuster slander and him training with Derek Carr. That's it.
Wow.
That's like all he's showing. So he's already out in the East Bay.
Speaking of Derek Carr. NorCal?
No.
Fresno? Central Cal?
CentCal.
Then this is a topic of debate.
It is
right
a conundrum.
This is like the DMZ line to me.
Yeah, it is.
Like Fresno?
Yeah.
That's the North Korean South Korean border.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Fresno. They claim.
What do they claim? I've never been to Fresno. Wait.
I've been to Fresno.
Have I been to Fresno?
You probably
Did I go to Fresno like 2 weeks ago?
What? Why were you in Fresno?
My grandfather was in a car accident.
Oh, shit.
I think I went to Fresno.
Sus.
Dude, I
hope he's
fucking
okay.
know, man.
I remember.
No, maybe it was Modesto.
Oh, Modesto.
It might have been Modesto.
Probably is Modesto.
Might have been Modesto.
Fresno, I think they claim SoCal.
Of course they do. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, I think they claim SoCal, even though they're closer to Sacramento. I believe they do.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Man. They would want to be associated SoCal.
Yeah. I would, if I were them, I'd want to be associated NorCal just because we're closer. It just makes more geographical sense.
We're also just cooler.
But he's not even from Fresno. I mean, he went to Fresno State, but he's from Bakersfield. So that's SoCal.
SoCal, super SoCal.
He's SoCal.
In fact, probably one of the most haunted places in America, Bakersfield, California.
True, very true, very haunted.
I'm big into hauntings.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we could do a whole pod just about that. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this next football season. Right now, prediction for the Super Bowl, off the cuff.
Wow.
Last year, my prediction was Saints, Pats.
What did I pick? I picked Rams somebody.
I thought you picked Rams.
Pats? Did I pick Rams, Pats?
I think you did pick. No, did you?
It was Rams somebody. I always pick the Rams every year.
Yeah, you always pick the Rams, but I don't know if it was Pats.
Dude, it might have been the Pats. Or was it Rams Chargers? It was Rams Chargers. I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
I picked an all LA Super Bowl.
Yeah, all LA Super Bowl, yeah. I thought it was going to be Rams Jags for a second, but no. I thought
Jaguars let us down hard this year, didn't they?
They did. That was sad, man.
Jalen Ramsey got exposed.
Yeah, he did. It was rough. Rough out here for your boy, but now you got Fowler, so I guess you guys are happy.
Yeah.
But my pick now, Pats, they're going to go back. Which is
really without Gronk.
Yep.
I do not think that's going to happen.
You really?
Nah, dude.
I think they'll be fine.
Gronk, regardless of where the Pats are now, Gronk, you can't replace a guy like that in the locker room, on the sideline.
I just believe that the infrastructure that is in place, that Belichick has put in place, is strong enough to withstand losing a presence like Gronk. And I think they can draft not another Gronk, because no one can replace exactly what he can do, but a guy that can produce just as good on the field that he did last year. Because Gronk was hurt some of the time last year, and he didn't produce that much, and this still went all the way.
Yeah.
So I think they can draft a tight end. There's some stud tight ends coming out in this draft.
Yeah.
That's knowing the Pats, one of them.
I can see them going tight end. Noah Fant.
Yeah, they're probably going to get him. I want the Raiders to get him too. We don't have a tight end right now, but
you lost Jared Cook.
We did lose Jared Cook to New Orleans, and now Breeze is going to be throwing beaters to him.
I don't think so. I think Drew Brees is on the decline.
Really?
Yeah,
I think he's going to be good next year still.
He threw some ducks against the Rams in the NFC Championship.
Well, it's just because your guys' defense is stacked.
That's right. Set myself up for compliments.
Y'all still
set my boys up for compliments.
Y'all still should have still lost that game though.
No.
You even admitted to me on the phone call after the game.
Respect the call. Respect the call. That being said, that call against the Rams in the Super Bowl, fuck that ref.
What
that
call was that?
It took away that it was like a pass interference on the 1 yard line.
Oh yeah. No, that was the right call. Respect the call.
No.
Respect the
fuck
call.
that guy.
No. Respect the call.
If I know the Patriots, they probably paid him off. If I know the Patriots.
God damn. But yeah, I'm probably picking Pats, and there's not really any sleeper teams coming out of the... Okay, you know what? You're going to hate me. You're going to absolutely despise me right now, but I don't care.
Go ahead.
Because I think that this team actually has a pretty good shot if their defense plays as good as they do.
I got a sleeper team in the AFC.
In the AFC? Pats, Cowboys, Super Bowl.
Go fuck yourself. No one... No person of color wants to see that.
Look, I don't want to.
The most racist city in America, Boston.
That's not true.
And the most...
It's a lovely city. It's super clean.
I want to call the Cowboys racist so bad, just because I don't know that the people running the Cowboys are racist. You just kind of look at them. You see rich white people, and you're just kind of like, racist. But
coming back to Cowboys Indians right here.
There we go.
Full circle.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See how you're taught in the beginning as a child to think like a rich white man. But then as you get older, you see that rich white men are really the problem.
I need to have you and Anthony on one for sure.
Well, it's because Anthony. I love Anthony.
Anyways, so
but
what's
capitalism is
what?
The devil's device.
Capitalism. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we can get into that all day long, but what do you think what's your pick? Cuz I mean, you know my
I'm going
despicable pick.
I'm going Rams.
No, of course. And Raiders.
Ravens.
Oh, you got me. Ooh, you got me. You think Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson's the fucking truth. I like Harbaugh. I've always liked Harbaugh.
Yeah. I think he's the more...
And I think the Ravens always, man, they're always there, man. They're always either around or they're always there.
They lost their stud linebacker, though, to the
C.J.
Jets.
Mosley.
Yeah.
To the Jets. Those new uniforms.
Oh, they're so bad.
Trash. You know what I would like to see? I saw like you Google fan uniforms.
Yeah, the fan mades.
I would like to see the NFL take more of an NBA approach to uniforms and do like specialized uniforms for like the city.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like what do you think the Raiders would do for Las Vegas? Not Oakland.
Not LA.
You just got to throw the Jazz.
Not LA, not Oakland, but Las Vegas.
Yeah, of course.
What would be their city jersey?
The city jersey?
It'd be neon lights.
Honestly, knowing the Raiders, they would have to.
Neon lights.
No, not neon lights. They would have to keep true to themselves because Mark Davis doesn't like to change uniforms a whole lot. But if they're mandated to, I think what they would do is something with the silver numbers, add a pattern to the numbers or something small.
Trace them in neon lights.
Maybe something like that.
Dude, it looked terrible.
There's back when the Raiders first began as a franchise back in, I believe, this 1960s season, they actually had gold in their color scheme. And then after that one season, they just made it silver and black. So they could throw it way back and throw some gold trim on it.
Coins.
Some gold coins. Yeah, something on there. But I don't know. If I was the designer, I would not want to touch that with a 10-foot pole just because, you can't. It's so hard to,
Think about Green Bay's The City.
No, yeah. That's...
The fuck is in Green Bay?
The city jersey for Green Bay. It's just...
Population 5. What is that? What is Green Bay? What is that?
The Green Bay isn't even a bay, is it? Is it an actual bay?
I have no idea. I
don't either. That's hella funny though. I'm trying to think of all the cities. I think Seattle would have a cool one.
Seattle should have a I don't know.
See, there's not really a whole lot you could do.
A Sasquatch inspired one.
No, it should be
Nirvana inspired.
Should be Nirvana inspired.
That'd be sick.
The helmets just have the Nirvana logo, the smiley face, the drunk smiley face.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be live.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be hella sick.
What would the Rams be? The Chili Peppers? Oh.
Either that.
Or Tupac.
Ooh, dude, the Raiders, Sin City. You got to go Diablo themed.
Really?
Dude, you're in Sin City. You got to have something.
The Sin City Raiders.
Sin City Raiders sounds way fucking better.
It does sound better than the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Sin City Raiders. Hey, what is the AAAF? I seen the Rams signed a quarterback from there.
Yeah, they signed him because...
Is it like JUCO League?
It's basically like Last Chance. The Last Chance League. It was, because it's over now. It dissolved about a week ago.
Wow.
That's why all these dudes from the AAF are now getting signed by NFL teams, because now it doesn't exist.
You know, semi-pro football just doesn't seem like incomprehensible. Why does it seem that way?
I don't know. It doesn't. It seems like it's a great idea. Like, people bought into it. The ratings were really steady across the entire season, but it's just to get the funding week by week.
Yeah,
is ridiculous because the teams themselves weren't owned by people. I don't think in the AAF. I think it was the AAF owned everything, even the teams. So the AAF had to pay
capitalism.
Yeah, so the AAF had to pay the teams, and the players and the coaches' salaries and everything. So
wow,
there was not enough money to go around, so they had to close up shop. But now next season, we're getting the XFL back with Vince McMahon.
Jesus Christ.
That's the truth. That's actually happening.
Do you still watch wrestling? Are you an avid wrestling fan?
No. I haven't watched wrestling since I was 14.
My name is Joe. Shout out to Roman Reigns.
God.
Stay strong, brother.
Yeah.
Nah, for real though, Roman Reigns, you're a real gangster.
Is he really? I don't know. I just know he gets booed all the time because WWE tries to shove him down people's throats, but that's all I know about him. I don't know.
I don't know enough about him. I just know stay strong, brother.
Just got to give my shout out to my man CM Punk.
Jesus.
The one and only. Stay strong, brother.
Yeah, you need to. Hey, you need to.
Love that guy. Always will. Doesn't matter what happens. But
would you like to see him fight in the UFC again?
No.
Would you like to see him fight MMA again?
No. No, I wouldn't.
Would you like to see him wrestle again?
Yes. Yes. And I think it will happen eventually. Maybe not in the WWE. It might be in Mexico or something, but I think it'll happen.
Mexico?
Dude, there's a huge...
Straight luchador?
Yeah.
Luchador Underground?
Yeah.
That's sick. I don't know if CM Punk would be successful in that, though.
I don't know. He might.
It's hard to be straight edge in Mexico, man.
He's wore...
that shit don't fly.
He used to wear a luchador mask for a time in the WWE.
If you're straight edge in Mexico, you're probably a narc. You're probably a narc.
True. Very true. Well, it is pretty late. We're going on 2 hours now.
Are we really?
Yeah, I think it's about that time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. When we first started this, I was really thinking, while I was speaking, I probably sound fucking terrible.
Nah, you sound good. You sound good.
I was really nervous about this.
Well, I'm glad that you're nervous because you got the jitters out. Next time you're on, whenever that will be, you're going to be the seasoned Quinn Kalani.
A seasoned pro.
The seasoned
a
pro,
veteran.
Quinn Kalani. It's been fun. And the next episode of the Closers podcast will happen at some point, probably in a couple weeks or so. I have spring break next week, so maybe one will get thrown on after the premiere of Game of Thrones. Quinn might be back. Might get some other guests from the Stowe, too, to be on. But until then, it is ya boy, Mark Ruffalo, signing off, and special guest, Quinn, the Q.
Adios. One love. I just want to say to all you beautiful people out there, stay cool.
I'll see you next time. Take care.